Hi, Landa. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
So I'm glad that you answered to the call to give a small testimonial about the program. So thank you for that. So can you introduce you a bit, your name, where you're from, and what you're doing in life?
My name is Landa. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I am an executive assistant by day, quantum physics lover, and also a
Right.
life coach.
Beautiful. So can you explain today a little bit what made you decide, to work with me?
I, although I'm a coach and I've taken lots and lots of personal development classes, I noticed that I was stuck in one particular place in my life, and I wasn't really able to get through to some of my coachees at a certain level. And I realized that I had to do that own internal work with myself first
Mhm.
before I could go ahead and really help people achieve certain goals that they were looking for my support in.
Okay. Can you explain what was the problem exactly? What was the issue that you were facing, and since how long had you this issue?
Yeah, I finally got a coachee that was looking for romance and
Yeah.
looking for a relationship. And I found that I was very successful in coaching young ladies in their career and in getting money and job promotions and things like that. But when I finally got this one coachee who was actually looking for love in a relationship, I felt that I couldn't really support her, but I really wanted to support her.
Mhm.
And then it caused me to take a look at my own self in relationship
Okay.
to relationships.
I get that. Yeah, it's often the case when we are doing coaching or therapy. Sometimes there's like we have clients, and there's like some kind of some situation that resonate with us. So that's what you're saying. Like it was happening, and you felt that you needed actually to fix this issue with yourself, so you can be more helpful to others. Great.
Yeah, because I couldn't give her authentic advice.
Mhm.
I couldn't, I wouldn't be in integrity telling her to
Of
do
course.
things that I couldn't do myself.
Of course. And I think that's great that you have like that, because I feel that a lot of coach actually maybe sometimes they need to help people, but they forget sometimes that they need themselves to resolve the issue. So we are more able to actually help others if we are a therapist or even coach.
Mhm.
Makes sense. Have you tried to fix this problem before about maybe relationship
Yes,
or
I,
yeah?
I I have. I've
Mhm.
taken courses and done a lot of studying and reading. So I had tried before, yes.
Okay. And what was the result, or why did you decide to go for this program with hypnotherapy? What was your expectation or you believe about that?
I realized that I was working on a conscious level. I'm
Mhm.
a very cerebral person
Mhm.
and a very logical person. I'm a computer science major. So zeros and ones, 1 plus 1 has to equal 2.
Mhm.
But on a logical basis, I just couldn't figure out what it was. I could get to a certain point in a relationship, but it was like I would hit a wall every time. And when I saw your ad, I don't remember what it was. I had done some shadow work before, so I
Mhm.
was familiar with the concept of Carl Jung's work and shadow work in the subconscious.
Mhm.
But I had never really, I had done it a little bit on myself, but I had never really done it with the support of another person or with the support of an expert. And I said, well, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So I had really never, I'd done hypnotherapy before for other things, but I had never done hypnotherapy for this particular issue.
Mhm.
So I figured, oh, okay, this might be the missing link. This might be what actually helps me break through that wall.
Mhm. Makes sense. And could you describe your experience to work with me, your impression during the session, how you felt during the hypnosis and during the session?
I was anxious. I didn't know what I would uncover because I felt like I was going into that dark subconscious realm of things that I may not have been aware of. But I think the key to the success in it was I just decided to trust you. I chose to trust you and trust the process. And within the process, it was different from what I expected. But I did end up feeling safe. And although there were some rocky things that I had to work through and address, I knew that the end result would yield something positive.
Makes sense. Before you did the session, you know, what was your I mean, you were saying that you have done hypnosis before, but you know, for people who maybe never experienced hypnosis, you know, we have all this kind of thought about in the movie maybe, or you know, and we have like this kind of fear of hypnosis. Maybe can you share a little bit what was the true experience about hypnosis for people who doesn't know it?
Yeah, it's nothing like what you see on TV where they make you bark like a dog or cluck like a chicken. It actually, you're actually very aware of what's going on in the process. It's just a matter of learning how to get into a really, really deeply relaxed state where now you can reprogram certain hard wires, certain things that were hardwired in your subconscious, and reprogram them in a way where you can actually achieve the results you're looking for. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does for me. Thank you for clarifying the thing. And so what was your aha moment, you know, during like the program? What was the biggest change that you can observe actually, you know, in your life right now?
Well, one of the biggest changes was thinking out of a space of abundance as opposed to thinking from a space of lack. Like, for example, I didn't initially have the money to pay for this course. And I took a chance and put it on a credit card. And in choosing that, but it's the way I chose it. I got over the fear of, oh my gosh, I'm going to put myself in some more debt. I had to think like, well, you know what? This is an act of self-love. I'm investing in me. This is definitely going to be an investment, not a bill or, you know, a debt.
In your money or,
And in me doing that, miraculously during probably one of the worst times in the U.S. economy, I got a 33% raise and a $5,000 bonus. Whereas I made but because I thought of it as an investment. So it was an investment because it yielded a profit. And it was only because I had to change certain things within myself. And in me doing that, it shifted and it allowed me to manifest from a space of abundance and not from fear or lack.
Nice. And can you share, because what was like most of the people, you know, they have like the emotional wounds coming from the childhood. And in your case, what was like the biggest wound that you had to heal? And how did you see that it, you know, kind of shift during the program? And what was the consequence of that?
Yeah, the biggest wound that I had was my mother had put my father out when I was 4. And I didn't realize, although consciously I knew that he didn't abandon me. My subconscious had a story that my father had abandoned me and I wasn't worthy and perhaps he was rejecting me or didn't love me enough to stick it out. But during the hypnosis, it helped clarify that and help me recognize that wasn't true. That really wasn't the case. And now I hang out with my dad and I'm able to really, really forgive him because I have that understanding that he didn't really do the things that my 4-year-old mind thought.
Thinking,
4-year-old Landas I didn't realize that I was at 49. I was operating as a 4-year-old.
Exactly.
Really stuck. But unsticking that and rewriting that story now I go and I take my father to his appointments, and we have a great time, and he tells me now I take care of him, and it comes from a space where it's not like, oh, I gotta go take this old guy to all his doctor's appointments. Now it's a joyful thing for me to do. Wow, I'm so grateful that my father and I now have a relationship, whereas where it went from that 4-year-old little girl who was broken to now here I am, and me and my father have a great relationship. Getting over that rejection, and also worthiness played a key in that too. Understanding that I was worthy to be loved, and understanding that worthiness too allowed me to be worthy of getting a raise and a bonus in a terrible economy.
Nice. It's amazing. Yeah, that's crazy. Like sometimes, to make understand to people that actually like your frequency and the way you're vibrating, has so much impact on actually your external world, what's going to happen in your life. And I think the power of hypnotherapy is really to change and to shift your frequency, to heal, to cleanse like all the maybe, the fear, like you said, the fear of rejection, the fear of being abandoned, all this kind of thing. And at the moment you really heal that on a deeper level, you just raise up your vibration, shifting your frequency, and then everything is like kind of changing in the real life. That's sometimes even magical, we can say.
I love to use the word magic. And the other thing I want to offer from that too, oh my gosh, did I just lose it? Did I just lost what I wanted to offer. But was it about that? It really, and it trickles down. It really, when you radiate that worthiness, and you're not looking at your external, because the funny thing is we really can't control the outer world.
Yeah.
And this is so powerful when you start to control your inner world, and you start to understand what that inner voice is telling you, and you learn to shut down the things that are not really true. And you learn to really look at things from, like, I don't look at things from a space of lack anymore. I'm not going to look at the stock market. I mean, you have to be responsible, but when you don't look at certain things and you really feel that sense of worthiness, and people treat you differently too, because like you say, you're vibrating on a different frequency.
Yeah.
People are less likely to say certain things to you. I'm less triggered by certain things. Now people say certain things that might have really triggered me before. I'm just like, oh, that's their stuff. Yeah. They need hypnotherapy. Because my inner world, I know that I'm worthy and I'm not being rejected, and I know who I am, and I love myself so much that I'm willing to invest the time and the money and whatever it is it takes for me to heal, in knowing that it's going to open up a realm of forgiveness. I think that's the major key. The major key was really, really, I had worked on forgiving my parents and forgiving certain people before, but I really believe that the hypnotherapy really allowed me to go so deep, where I can really, really let go of certain things and really, really forgive people. And in that forgiving, the beautiful thing is, energetically, it actually just opened up like a funnel. Nice. Where I'm able to receive the love and receive the things that I was hoping for, which that lack of forgiveness was actually blocking and not allowing access to me.
Yeah. What would you advise to people who maybe they're watching us and they're like, okay, I don't know if I should do this work on myself. I've maybe a lot of doubt, and we know how the subconscious is. He's really scared to make the change. So the moment that you decide, to do this work, you all the time have this little voice, maybe that kind of restrict you. So I'm pretty sure when people can watch this, what would you advise to them about that?
My advice, first off, would be that just the simple fact that you're even exploring it is letting you know that it's something for you. Yeah. Because not everyone knows about hypnotherapy or would have heard about it or even come across it. So just the fact that it just even crossed your path means it might be something worth looking into. The other thing is, self-love is really about investing in yourself.
Mm.
A lot of people want to look at, oh, I don't want to spend any money. I could read a book, or I could do
Yeah.
this, but when we look at things, I'm a quantum physicist, so when we look at things energetically and we take the monetary thing out of it and we look, well, it's also an expression of self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of us who are looking for love and looking for love, on the exterior level, show yourself that level of love, that you're really willing to go that deep with yourself,
Yeah.
and really willing to invest in yourself to really learn to love you. And again, it's a radiating thing. When you really love yourself, you become like a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
And you draw other things to you, not just relationships, but money or opportunities or different, so much outside of what I was really pursuing in this process has opened up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the floodgates of my entire life, and it's trickled down into my children. I didn't share that with you. It's the floodgates have really opened up in so many ways, but it's just because I had to explore that little nugget that was deep, buried deep inside my subconscious,
Mm-hmm.
and get that cog out to really open up the floodgates. So I would highly recommend it if you are a very successful person and you're just like, I'm very successful, but I don't understand why I can't get this.
Mm-hmm.
Because you look at all aspects of your life and you're like, but I'm so good at this, or I'm so great at this. Why? Because there could be just that one thing worth exploring. And the bottom line is you really have nothing to lose,
Mm-hmm.
and everything to gain.
Nice. Thank you, Landa, for sharing your experience and for your amazing result. And I'm really happy for you because, like, I remember, at the beginning of the program, and now to see you, I can see the difference with your energy, and I see you like all smiling and, happy. So that's very a pleasure also for me, to be part of your transformation. And anyway, we keep in touch, and thank you for sharing your experience.
Absolutely. Thank you. My pleasure.
Bye, Landa.
Bye.